How do you choose your next crystal or crystals? Are you just getting started and you have no idea where to start? Or maybe there's confusion because you're seeing all of these crystals and you're seeing all these things online. Is there even a crystal shop in your area? Have you already been to that one and it's like they have the same old, same old? I'm looking at my crystal going, yeah, I'm going to feel the energy. Maybe there aren't any crystal shops in your area and you're going online. You're trying to figure out how to tell. So let's see by going first. How do you choose your first crystal or your next crystal? Let's go with the first ones. And by the way, how do you choose your crystals, whether you're in a store or you're online? So here's what I share with my clients if they've gotten started or they're just getting started. So I'm a little nervous. Okay. Grounding, grounding, grounding. What are your favorite colors? That's how I got started way back in 1989. Right. I started off with pink and purple, which turned out to be rose quartz and amethyst because those are my favorite colors. Actually, lepidolite, the sparkly purple, had pink pieces of tourmaline in it. I think that was my very first one. And it was at some show in Honolulu. I think I just happened across it. It turned out it was lepidolite and it had pink and purple. So to me, it was a no brainer. And it was the energy that caught that really pulled to me. This was way back before I really understood what energy was, and I'm still learning all these years later. There's more to learn, right? So it just kind of spoke to me, not in words, but it was just so beautiful and the energy was just so calming. I think lepidolite, in addition to rose quartz and amethyst, are my favorites because, well, it's kind of like your first love, your first crystal love. So, your favorite colors, maybe it's green, maybe it's blue. And then the next part is what shape do you like? Do you like spheres? Do you like points? Points? Do you like towers or the obelisks? Do you like palm stones? I have some here. Palmstones. Those are great for energy healing layouts, but that's a whole nother topic for another time. Do you like crystals, minerals, or stones that are not polished? There's not a shape. They are in their natural form. That's where you start. Okay, so you don't have. Okay, let's imagine that you are at a show or you're at a crystal shop. What feels right? And how do you know? So you're maybe not yet familiar with or have had much practice in sensing energy. More than likely, you are sensitive to energy, or we might not be connecting right now. Highly sensitive, an empath, you are empathic. So, first of all, if you're in a crystal shop or a metaphysical shop and they have crystals, does the shop feel right? There are shops that I have gone into of various kinds. It's like, whoa, I can't be here. Turn around and leave because whatever's in there, it doesn't resonate with you. You're not a match, or actually, what's in the store, the people, the items, whether it's crystals or something else, they're not the right match for you. They are not going to be in alignment. And I don't care what you, well, I do care. Whatever you find in those shops, there's going to be like a creepy feeling at some point, if not right away. So just leave and go somewhere else. I'm not sure what's going on. Okay, let's fast forward. Maybe you and a friend are at a crystal show where you have lots of different booths, vendors. Even if you are not yet familiar with or comfortable with choosing crystals by their energy, how does the energy of that space feel? You never mind the whole thing, but just that particular vendor, that particular booth. Do things feel right? Is there a little something that's kind of creepy? Or it's like, oh yeah, I like this one. Excuse me. I like this booth. Okay, so what do you see? Ooh, bear with me, please. What do you see that you like? So maybe there are 20 different kinds of crystals, and each crystal, there might be, I don't know, 2 or 10 or 20 or 30 of each one. Take your time and really look at them. So let's say you like clear quartz, and maybe you have a couple of pieces, but you'd like another one or two, or they're just drawing you. You can have more than one of something. Lord knows I do. And how do you know which one is right for you? Sometimes the crystals will let you know. Long time ago, when I was visiting a specific shop, it was kind of like an outdoor shop, really, in Mount Ida, Arkansas. Oh, I loved this crystal city. It was just really gorgeous. And what's a crystal city? I call that a great big cluster where there's lots of points, and it was just like, two hands to pick it up. It did not want to go home with me, and it cut my finger a little bit. I was like, okay, for sure, that was the wrong one for me. I liked it a lot, but it wasn't wanting me. So you can kind of get a feeling for an aversion. It's like no or yes. How do you know? Hold it in your hand if you're allowed to pick things up. And if the sign says, please don't touch, if you're in a shop, ask the owner if you can just put your hand over like this. Just not pick it up a crystal, but just put your hand over it. Or you can put your hand above and see if you're getting anything. And if you close your eyes and just give yourself a chance to feel, to sense, you'll get an idea. Now, if you're still unsure, you can use a pendulum. And I just have one right here. This is Misty. And when I go to shows, when I'm shopping here in Tucson, I'll take a whole flat because I'm buying from one of my shops or both of them. And I'll hold the flat. Whoops. Okay, let's just pretend my hand is the flat or a crystal. And I will ask Misty, is this the right and perfect flat of pink amethyst for me? Okay, that was yes. And she says, kind of supporting me at the moment because obviously I don't have any crystals in my hands. And if it's a no, it's maybe just not that particular flat or that particular crystal. It doesn't mean that pink amethyst or black tourmaline or green tourmaline or whatever you're looking at isn't the right crystal. So, what else? If it feels right. Okay, so now you have no way of getting to a crystal shop or a crystal show, because there are some all across the US or wherever it is you're living in your country. So, how do you know if a shop you're finding online is a good one? If there are any reviews, great. If there aren't, Can you find that person on social media somewhere? See how long they've been around. Well, that's not always a good way to tell, but it's a start. Get a feel for what they post on their, I don't want to name a specific platform, but whomever it is that you follow. Maybe one or two of your friends is someone that follows or connects with the person that you're thinking about getting crystals from online. How does the site feel? Because you can get a feeling for the energy through the photographs. And there are online suppliers or suppliers online that I just, don't have a good feeling about. And first of all, I have to have met them in person at a Tucson show because I'm very picky about what I get. And if I don't like it, I'm not getting it. I don't care how popular it is. And if you're trying to find the right ones for you, take your time. Are you looking at specific crystals just to, buy something now? Or are you trying to follow a trend? Mm-mm. Ooh, I like that one. Ooh, maybe you like a certain kind, but that particular one isn't quite right. It's just like a phone cover. It's like which earrings, right? Which ones do you like to wear today? You may have 20 or 30 pairs or more of earrings or shoes. Maybe you have 10 pairs of black shoes, but they're all different. Of course, they'd be different. So the same thing with crystals. I have several pieces of crystal, clear quartz, rose quartz, amethyst. I have lots of amethyst. They have different vibrations. They're different sizes. They're different colors, light to medium to really purpley dark purple. Yeah, purpley, dark purpley color. How do you choose? What feels right? What draws your attention? Like, oh, I like that. There are lots of different grocery stores. When you walk in, it could even be like a chain, but this particular one doesn't feel as good as that one, but it's the same store, right? How else do I want to explain this? You know when things feel right. And if you're not sure, and there's a difference between being outside your comfort zone and no, this is just no. Tap into that. And if you are just really unsure, don't get anything in the moment, come back. Now, if it's a show that's only going to be there for the weekend, step away from the crystals and get a coffee, have a little snack or something, go outside and ground, or just go around the show and then go back to that particular booth that you're thinking of getting something and see if it still feels right. Or just kind of hang around in the booth a little bit, maybe a couple of minutes, 10, 15 minutes if there's enough to look at, and see how it feels. Just get into your feels, as some people say. I'm in my feels. Get into that. And if there's any doubt, and I'm not talking about your conscious mind making chitter chatter, and do yourself a favor. Don't just buy the cheapest little itty bitty thing because it's not going to work well for you. And I'll explain more about that in a whole different video. But that's what we are. That's hi. The energy's messing with me today. So that's where we are today. If there are any questions or you would like me to explain something better, please pop that in the comments. And please remember to subscribe or share this with someone else. Thank you, amazing, beautiful soul. Namaste.